Come on in. You're so invited. Hey, Callie's here. Miss DK DYN is here. Hey, yes. I know you like, it's Saturday. What are we doing? What are we doing here, right? I'm gonna fill you in. First, Celeste. Yeah, party, Mandel. Join us on this party. We're gonna have another powerful dialogue. I'm gonna give you some gems, some empowerment, and so much more. So share this with your friends, as I want to jump us off with a question. I want to know what you think. Mandel, Elisa, tell me this. Does stepping on a scale, does that give you an optimal measurement of your progress? Stepping on a scale, does that give you an optimal measurement of your progress? Yes or no? Tell me in the comments. Does a scale consider, stepping on a scale, does it consider all the effort you've been putting in the gym? The muscle development, right? Does it factor how your energy levels have improved or depleted, right? Does the scale give you that information, right? You're still dealing with some bloating, digestive issues, constipation. Is a scale going to give you a good indication of your gut health? Stepping on a scale. What do you think, Romaine? Yak with Cass, what do you think? Stepping on a scale, does that give you an optimal measurement of what's going on in your body? No, it does not. It just gives you a number. Right? Yak with Cass, praying and allowing God to come into your life. Help me through it all. God gave me grace and removed inflammation. All right, that's the spirit. Miami's in the building. Samantha's here. So, if my goal is to eliminate fibroids, right? I had a goal to eliminate fibroids. I need a reliable way to track that, right? It's not going to be a scale, right? It's not going to be an ultrasound. And I'm going to fill you in on why, Bailey. I'm going to fill you in on why those two types of things, scale, ultrasound, blood pressure monitor, they really don't give a true indication of what's going on inside your body. They don't. But I'm going to fill you in on this live on reliable tracking methods. I'm going to give you a lot of knowledge when it comes to how the body works, right? Because if you understand how the body works, you're going to have a better way of addressing it. Would you agree, right? Put a yes if you agree. Yes in the comments. Okay? So just like getting an ultrasound, right? It does not give you a holistic view of your progress. And an ultrasound is, the reliable factor is about 40 to 60% accurate. So meaning that when they scan your abdomen via an ultrasound, it's 40 to 60% accurate. So not really reliable, right? As a sole way of knowing what's going on in and around your uterus, right? Samantha agrees. Miss Wright is in the building. Another thing is knowing that that's not reliable. It's only 40 to 60% accurate. How are you tracking your results, right? You are looking to eliminate fibroids. That's your goal, right? So how do you know what you're doing, if it's even working? How do you know if it's working? How do you know if it's not working? So when it comes to an ultrasound, that's not really reliable, right? You're going to the gym 4 days a week, right? Number two, you've changed your diet, you've taken out meat, you're eating more fruits and veggies, but you're just working in limbo, not really knowing what's going on. Are the fibroids shrinking or are they growing? Like, you have no idea. And how do you track that? Doctor says, oh, you need to lose weight. And you're like, the audacity. I'm going hard in the gym. I'm losing weight. I'm trying to lose weight. I've changed my diet. I've done all these things. And not really seeing any physical changes with the fibroids. This is something I hear quite often from women. I hear this a lot. I've been doing this diet and exercise routine for the last 3 months, and I don't know if it's working. I'm still having heavy flow, bloating, constipation, you name it. So how do you get a true measurement of what's going on, right? How do you know if the fibroids are responding to what you're doing, right? How do you know if the fibroids are shrinking, right? And how do you align yourself with people, with resources that move you towards your goal of fibroid elimination? If your goal is to eliminate fibroids, you're going to think about how you're going to get there, right? What do you need to know? What do you need to do to get there? So when you understand that your doctor is going to treat you with either a medication or cut you open with a surgery. That's what they do, right? For the most part. Doctors are going to treat you with a surgery and or with a medication. So if you know that you're looking to heal your body, don't be surprised if you tell what your goal is to the doctor and they shut you down and say, you know what? There's no way to eliminate fibroids. You can't treat it with herbs. You can't do this. You can't do it, because they themselves have not led anyone through fibroid elimination. They've been taught to treat you with a medication or a surgery. So you can't be surprised if you get a different opinion, different advice when it comes to naturally eliminating fibroids from a doctor. So are you aligning yourself with the right people that match your goal? That's another question. Okay, so for me, Raymond's in the building. Sherelle is here. Hey, Sherelle. Mike is here. Yay. So for me, when I found out that the fibroids grew to almost the size of a grapefruit, right? I was told to watch and wait. Who could agree? Who was told to watch and wait when it came to being diagnosed? You were told, you know what, they're fine. It's part of being a woman. Just watch and wait. Give me a thumbs up in the comments. But when I found out that the fibroids grew progressively large, the doctor was like, Phyllis, you need to get surgery ASAP. So the doctor gave me his opinion on what I should do, right? And I considered it, right? I was like, okay, you think I should go under the knife right away, right? Despite I was dealing with a lot. Pain, abdominal pressure, urinary frequency. I was dealing with a lot of that. But something in the back of my head, something in my heart was like, because my goal was to eliminate fibroids for good. That was my goal. But knowing that the doctor is only able to treat fibroids, so treat equals temporary with a medication or surgery, but also knowing that the fibroids can grow back again, it really didn't make sense to me to get surgery with the understanding that these fibroids can grow back again. So I considered his opinion, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? that's not going to work for me because this is my goal and I need to align myself with the resources that can get me to my goal of eliminating fibroids for good, right? I'm not looking to get them removed and then they grow back and I'm right back in the same situation. So that wasn't for me. That was just my story, my opinion, right? My testimony that it just didn't make sense to me. Other women, that may make sense to them. They want to temporarily get out of the situation of pain and suffering with fibroids, so they may go under and do the surgery. Some don't know that fibroids can grow back, so they go and do the surgery, and then they end up back in the same situation again. But I had an inclination, my intuition was like, nah. So despite I had large fibroids, I was like, you know what, I gotta figure out a way. So, ladies, my curls, Tori's here. Tori says, surgery was recommended, but I really don't want to have surgery. Not sure what else to do to eliminate them. Welcome your advice. Absolutely. I'm going to get into more of that. So Tori, you and probably 5 of your other friends who may or may not know that they have fibroids growing on their uterus need to hear this. So share this video, y'all. Share this video. I have so much to tell you. So, starting with this. So, tumors, abnormal growths on the uterus is a straight up plague that's happening. A silent pandemic. And younger women are running into fibroid suffering. And a lot of them have no idea that the heavy bleeding, the pain is not normal. Despite their doctor telling them it's okay, don't worry about it, just watch and wait. No! So, it's a straight up plague, especially for our African American sisters, our melanated sisters, right? We are the most vulnerable to uterine fibroids. And don't let the word tumor freak you out, okay? You hear tumor, it's like, oh my God, tumor. Don't let that word freak you out, okay? It's really just a fancy way of saying a bump. So your uterus is just very bumpy, right? So the bump can be very small, it can be very big, right? So your uterus is weak, right? And it's bumpy. That's what fibroids are. We don't have to go and make it anything outside of that, from tumors to benign this, non-cancerous. We don't even have to use any of those words and just say my uterus is bumpy right now, right? That's it. It's weak and it's bumpy, okay? That's what fibroids are. So follow me on this, okay? Because if you understand what fibroids are in a simple way, you'll feel more empowered to address it with a unique approach, right? And a unique approach is something that you may need to be guided on. You may need support for someone who aligns with your goal, someone that's been able to lead others through this journey of fibroid elimination, others that are knowledgeable on how to eliminate fibroids, right? For the record, your doctor, nutritionist, dietitian, some functional practitioners may not have led anyone down this path of eliminating fibroids and having that proof. Is that someone you want to align yourself with, knowing that your goal is to eliminate fibroids? So you have to have that understanding that I have to align myself with those that have been able to achieve the goal that I'm looking to achieve. Wouldn't that make sense, right? And that was what I thought as well. That's why I ended up leaving that doctor's office and never went back. Here I am, 5-6 years later, talking with you on my journey of eliminating fibroids naturally. Yeah. So basically, the muscle fibers on your uterus is weak. Okay? It's weakened So with a weak muscle, which is your uterus, it's weak, it starts to become vulnerable to things bulging out of it. Okay? So things bulging out of it, and they start to become balloon filled, right? And have you ever thought about what's inside a fibroid? What's inside it? Yeah. I'm going to tell you some things that could be marinating inside the fibroids. Number one, pus. No lies. Pus. Cellular waste. Okay? Toxins. Rotten blood. Okay? And it could be a bunch of other things as well marinating in it. But for the most part, it is more like your uterus becomes a garbage dump. Yeah. So if you understand how fibroids form, you would know that circulation plays a huge role. If you're not circulating over here, you have opportunity for things to start piling up. A traffic jam, right? Congestion. So that stagnation starts to form into something physical, which is fibroids. So literally, fibroids are nothing but toxic buildup, cellular waste. And that's why a cellular meal plan, right? A workout that helps the body heal, as well as a way to relieve stress, can be extremely powerful. A unique approach to addressing this. Okay? So here's the good news. Fibroids turning into cancer is pretty much none to that happening, right? There's no way, right? And it's like we don't even have to think on that level, because just know that if your uterus has just accumulated waste and toxic buildup, let me just focus on detoxing, unraveling some of the chronic inflammation that my body's carrying, right? So a lot of us are stressing out in regards to going to get the surgery to remove fibroids, but really have no plan on how to keep fibroids away. You're so wrapped up. You have this society, this medical system, leaving you vulnerable to going through the surgery and then going, yay, I'm fibroid free, but are you really fibroid free? Not realizing you need a plan to keep these fibroids away, right? Surgery is just a temporary fix. And when it comes to surgery, one thing you have to think about is when they plop the fibroids off your uterus, when they're cutting the fibroids off your uterus, you're potentially opening up the fibroids to spreading the toxins in other areas of the uterus, which leaves you more vulnerable for the fibroids to grow back with a vengeance. So it's like, what is really going on here? Like, are we like wasting time? Hamster on a wheel. So we're stressing about the wrong things. Fibroids are literally toxic buildup that has made your uterus a garbage dump. Understanding that fibroids are fake cells, you want to do practices that help regenerate your cells. And just a fitness and diet routine is not enough. Fitness and diet routine is not enough. A fitness and diet routine did not cause you to get fibroids, right? It wasn't a lack of you exercising or the lack of you not eating right. Those two things alone that cause you to grow fibroids on the uterus. There's a lot of other factors that you may not be including in your regimen, right? So for me, if you didn't hear my story, I shared it last week. The replay is on my feed. But after bodybuilding, so I did everything right. You know, well, I thought I did everything right. I was exercising every day. I thought I was on a clean diet, and the fibroids still grew to, again, the biggest one being the size of a grapefruit. So I knew I was missing something. I knew I was missing something because I was doing all that work and they still grew. So after I realized that there were a lot of missing puzzle pieces to why I wasn't seeing results, I started to tap in to people that were leading others down the goal that I had, which was fibroid elimination. So I started to surround myself with people and teachings that embodied that, like Queen Afua. Yeah. Queen Afua, Joe Dispenza, 19 Keys. They really talk about empowering you, your inner self, and addressing those parts of you that have not been acknowledged to move towards a higher self. So I started to surround myself around those that have achieved the goal of healing themselves, and they're still on this journey of healing. I started to read books and educate myself around what healing is about. But if it's not leading me to my goal, it's like I didn't want to get deterred, right? I didn't want to get diluted in where I was going for. So it was really intentional for me to make sure that the people that I put myself around, I was learning from, have achieved or somehow had an understanding of how to reach the goal of fibroid elimination. There's a lot of groups out there that talk about, fibroids and this and that, but I'm very intentional where I put myself, because a lot of those groups are just a sounding board for women crying out, talking about their bodies. Oh, I hate fibroids, and making it very negative, where it can put you in a low vibrational state versus it being, what can I do to fix this situation so I'm not in it again? I'm not looking to have surgery after surgery after surgery. I'm not here to celebrate a surgery because it's not getting me to my goal, right? I'm here to say, if my path is having to get surgery, because I believe that's what I need to do, then that's what you need to do. But what is the plan after, right? That's where there's a lot of missing links, missing gaps when it comes to the aftercare of a myomectomy, right? We're so busy. Yay! I went through the surgery. Oh my God. Okay, sis, what are we doing to not have to go through this again, right? So a lot of talk, a lot of energy has been put into the wrong places that's keeping you distracted, okay? So knowing that I did all the workouts, I was on a diet, a strict diet, and I still had no results, the fibroids still grew, I started to surround myself around those that have been able to achieve it. I started to do practices that included stress relief, addressing some of the emotions and thoughts that I carried throughout most of my day, being more aware of that, herbs, taking in high vibrational foods, right? Staying away from junk food and soy, gluten, a lot of those estrogenic foods that were making my hormones even more out of whack. Womb wellness workouts, right? And having an understanding of my lab work. There was no one going through my lab work to tell me that I was low on a lot of different vitamins and minerals, and that was affecting my progress. So this is one thing that I think is very important for you to know, is what's going on with your cells. So getting your blood chemistry, understanding your blood chemistry and what is going on. You get your lab work back, Doctor's like, oh, nothing to worry about, and that's it. No, let's go through your lab work to make sure there's nothing missing. There's nothing abnormal that may be affecting your results. So throughout this practice that I was able to achieve and realize how exposing my body, my mind, my spirit to these healing practices, right? So establishing a practice, a structure, and following it, trusting the process, the fibroids started to die off, okay? So number one, I noticed that my midsection was a lot smaller. It wasn't as bulgy and protruded, right? And it felt softer, right? It wasn't as hard as a rock, right? And then the fibroids started to move. They really became very loose on the uterus. So this is the process of how the fibroids like break down and shrink and eliminate. So it becomes softer, it becomes movable, your energy starts to pick up, you have more clarity, the heavy bleeding starts to decrease, you just start feeling more alive, right? And then you may or may not experience pain, right? Like I had a little bit of pain when the fibroid was literally dying off. And I didn't panic, but I was like, you know what, there's something that's got to be going on. I trusted what my body, what the signs were giving me, because I was like, I know these fibroids are shrinking, are eliminating. I did not have to rely on an ultrasound or a scale to tell me what's going on with my insides, because I took all this time to develop that relationship with my inner self. And that's what the practice that I've created when it comes to fibroid elimination, that's what it does. It really helps you tap in to your inner self, your intuition. You start knowing yourself better than anybody, better than any doctor, right? And how liberating is that? Like, how liberating is it to know what's going on with your body? You know subtle signs before it actually becomes something, serious or abnormal. Like, you know what's going on. So those are kind of the elements that gave me the communication that my body was actually progressing. I was getting results, right? The fibroids were actually changing in size, right? And for the women in the program, in the Unique Holistic program, what I do is I use multiple methods to track their progress. So their lab work, I'm going to give you a few of what I do to track their progress, to make sure that the fibroids itself is shrinking, is dying off. Number one is your lab work. You don't realize how vitamin D, hemoglobin, just basic panel, your basic panel is very instrumental in regenerating your cells, because fibroids are fake cells. So fake cells are very defective, they're juvenile, immature, and they just build up on your uterus. We need to stop that process and help and do things through your a customized meal plan, a customized cellular nutrition meal plan, womb wellness workouts, emotional regrounding, decreasing stress. We need to do those type of practices to regenerate your cells so they can start acting right and not throwing your hormones off and acting crazy. That's fibroids, right? So we need to unravel that response. A fitness, exercise, and diet routine change is not enough. A surgery is not enough. You need to get down to the cellular level, right? It's not the physical level. You need to get down here, get to the root of things, right? So understanding that the way that I formed this program is not something that I just made up or came with it. It's not my way of doing things. It's actually aligning with how your body regenerates your cells. So if you understand how your cells work in your body, you're going to be able to understand how fibroids form and how to unravel them. But many are unaware of that understanding. They are unaware that fibroids are really just defective cells. So if you just unravel and think of things when it comes to how your cells function, what makes a cell whole again so it can work. The unique holistic program encompasses all those practices to make your cells work more efficiently. If your cells are working more efficiently, it's going to kill off the bad cells, which are the fibroids. And then the elimination process goes from there. But many are unaware of that understanding. So when it comes to the challenge of knowing what to eat, how to work out, things to do when it comes to fibroids, I would suggest you get some help. Like, I wouldn't want any woman to go through what I had to go through to figure this out. This was a long time, and till I got to this point, the fibroids were so large. So if you can get this package way of doing things early, I would highly recommend it. Because I hear this a lot. Oh, I'm trying this, I'm trying that. But you keep trying, time is going by, right? You were just told that the fibroids are large. They've increased in size from your last ultrasound, right? So how much more time are you going to be trying out things? And the things that you're trying out, how do you know if it's working or not, right? How do you know if it's something you need to keep doing or stop doing, right? How do you know if it's hurting or helping your situation? Like, that's a lot to think about. That could be stressful in its own, trying to figure all that and try this. And one thing is, just because the doctor says that you need to do something, right? Or your accountant says you need to go this direction. Your mechanic says you need to do an oil change, but you hear some rattling going on in your car. Those are all opinions from others. But their opinion does not have to be yours, right? Their opinion does not have to be yours. So you have to make a conscious decision on what is going to work best for you. You may think, what, surgery is what I need to do. Okay, great. You've accepted the risk of fibroids growing back again. You're okay with that. Maybe that's the road you need to go down, right? You're looking for a way to not only eliminate fibroids, but heal your mind, body, and soul. Some of the trauma that you've experienced in the past, you're trying to move forward from that, accept it, take accountability for it, and strive to become your higher self. Then you're going to want to go down a path of structure, of a way to align how your body works, how your cells function, with a practice, with a program that aligns with that, right? So you want a Range Rover. Who likes a Range Rover? Hopewell, do you like Range Rovers? What's your favorite car? What's your favorite vehicle? Range Rover, right? You love Range Rovers, but you go to a Honda dealership. Like, that doesn't make sense, right? You want a Range Rover, you got to go to the Range Rover dealership, not a Honda. You want to heal your body, but you're going to a doctor. Doctors don't heal, they treat you. So you have to align yourself with the right people. And that may be the bottleneck for you, right? Going to the wrong people for things that you want that they may not have been able to achieve. They have no information about it, right? Or they may be saying things you want to avoid, but you are in that environment. That's going to get in the way of your results. And not only that, it can leave you emotionally just stuck. And I feel many women are in this position where they just feel stuck. So I want to fill you in on this, because you know what? I was where you were not too long ago, so I can so relate. But if I were to tell my old self, if this program was available where I can learn the right way to eat, a plan that works for me, if I can learn the right workouts to strengthen this muscle here, right? Because it is a muscle. If I can learn how to create a practice to de-stress, as stress is a big factor when it comes to fibroids. If I can have a structured way of doing this with practices that fit into my lifestyle that I can just follow and trust, I'm ready to do it, right? So I created the Unique Holistic Program. Again, it's not just my way of things, but I created it around how the body works. And that may be lacking in many other programs or things you've tried, especially if you're not getting results. You have to know how the cells work in the body, because fibroids are fake cells. So if we can put all our attention on that dynamic, as well as fibroids are sometimes, most of the time, filled with toxins and waste. So how to start taking in food through a customized meal plan that help you lower the chronic inflammation, that's the acidity, the buildup of waste, unravel that, and then move in your body so you're not turning on the survival response, and moving your body with workouts that help your body heal, help you connect, help you breathe better. Womb wellness workouts. You want more information on that because you understand that the workouts that you've been doing, the changes you've done in your diet, it's just not enough. You're not seeing what you want to see, right? You're sick of wasting time, right? The doctor is one that's going to give you advice. At the end of the day, you have to make a decision that's right for you, because their extent is treating you, right? So it's going to be a medication or surgery with them. But you want to heal your body. You want to get in that right community. The right community, Sharita. And we have that. If you're looking for a free group, you're just trying to see where to go for free information, Facebook, go to the link in my bio, you can join our Facebook group. But you're ready for advanced coaching from someone that has been through the journey, that can relate to your situation, that has been able to overcome theirs, that are on their healing journey, then I would love to talk with you, right? I would love to talk with you. The next step, if you're interested in advanced coaching, right? You're ready to get that help and support, that helping hand to guide you through this journey of fibroid elimination for good, then go to the link in my bio and schedule a call, right? In this call, I want to learn more about your situation, because we're all unique. That's why it's called the Unique Holistic Program, right? And I want to learn more about your situation and see how, if I can help, right? And if we can come to a mutual basis where it's like, you know what? This is perfect. This is great. We're going to jump on board, getting you that customized meal plan. Yeah. A meal plan that is not only packed with delicious meals, but gives you some flexibility, right? Womb wellness workouts. You start really opening up some blocked energy channels, stimulating that immune system, detoxing your body with womb wellness workouts. And then last, you and I would meet every week to really dive deep to make sure you're on track, keep you accountable, and also tap into those deeply rooted emotions that may be playing in the background, but reliving in your body, right? Stress is a big thing when it comes to fibroids and your emotional well-being. So that's kind of the plan. It's to start with a consultation. Let's learn more about your situation. And then we're ready to move forward as a team. Let's go, right? And how relieving would it be just to have that relatability with someone that can understand, who has been through a lot of the pain. I remember dealing with heavy bleeding. Like, I didn't know when it would stop. Like, it was just that bad. There were times I would lay on a yoga mat because I didn't want to, just mess up the bed. It was just a mess. So we can really relate on the pain and suffering that comes with fibroids. But I can also give you hope to say that I'm no longer dealing with that. And this natural healing through a unique approach via the unique holistic program is powerful, right? It is powerful. So I'm here, Jeanette, none new. I'm here for you to answer any questions that you have. This is hard. This is not an easy battle, right? My Life Bailey, I'm getting my apartment this year. That's my goal. And then moving out. Well, awesome. Dr. Aman was here. Hello. Any questions? Quick, the bottom question mark. What is your biggest fear? That's a good question. Welcome to my Bailey. I would say, in the past, I would say would be my old self, like not failing and things like that, but it's just a distorted reality, what fear is. So I've really developed different practices to emotionally overcome a lot of the conditioned thoughts I had about fear and what that looks like. And right now, I fear nothing. I fear nothing. I fear nothing. As I'm at a higher vibrational state right now, I'm feeling really good, and I fear nothing. I would say, if anything, sometimes, we have our days, is not living to my maximum potential in this life as I'm physically here. Not living to my maximum potential. That's something that kind of runs into a bottleneck for me sometimes, but getting out of it by reminding myself of my why and just having a way to emotionally go from one place to another. And I've developed a practice that helps me do that, because one of the things with stress is that we stay in this emotional frequency, and it could be very low, feeling hopeless, powerless. The doctor told you this. Now you've created a whole reality with that. But that's not really your reality, right? You are telling yourself that there's no hope. Oh my God, surgery is the only way, that I have nothing else I can do. You're telling yourself that. So once I really started this practice of creating what I want, speaking to the universe what I want to happen, that's been a major game changer and really helped me get away from fearing anything. So thank you for that question, Bailey. Thank you for that question. Any other questions while I'm still here? Elenice Jams just joined us. Yay. Awesome. So you're looking for help, support, guidance. You need advanced coaching to eliminate fibroids. Start your path to fibroid elimination. Next step is to schedule a consultation. Link in my bio. Yes. All right, thank you. I had such a fun time with you. Hopefully you feel empowered. Hopefully you feel that you've gathered some information to think about, some food for thought. And know that it starts with you. Everybody's opinion doesn't have to be your opinion. This person says you should do this, you should do that, you should do that. But really take a moment and say, you know what? What's going to work for me? And how does the body work? How does the cells work? I need to follow a structure, a guide, a practice that helps my cells work better, right? Right, Fancy? All right, y'all. Thank you for joining me. I had so much fun. I can't wait to see you on the next live. I will put this on my feed so you can replay it. Share this video. We got this. Let's start creating, manifesting that reality. Let's go. All right. Take it easy.